You likely know that feeling of hearing a favorite childhood song or seeing a long-lost friend and feeling like you've been shot back in time. But this doesn't happen by chance. In fact, memories are tools that our brains rely on to learn. David Anderson is a professor of museum education and science education at UBC, and he joins us now. David, thanks for joining us. First of all, how do memories, especially those we form in childhood, help us learn?
Thank you so much, Dan. Yes, it's very important to appreciate that as we age and develop, our identities continuously change. And with that, the ways in which we learn and the ways in which we engage with the world also change. So a little example. So as we are children, we tend to play and dress up and make believe, and we explore this world through this understanding of who we are as children. But that changes, of course, as we age. And so the ways in which we engage change as we become teenagers, as young adults, as we go into young adulthood and further our careers and we become aged and get into old age, we change also in the ways in which we change. And that critically influences what and how we remember things.
Now, how does selective memory work? We've heard that phrase before. Why do we remember some things very vividly and others perhaps not as much?
Yes, there's lots of reasons for that, Dan. So, of course, when we have experiences, there's lots and lots of senses which are coming our way that we're processing. And we actually only perceive a very thin transect or component of our surroundings and our environment. So we're constantly filtering things out as we have experiences, and we select things which are important to us or parts of the experience that we deem to be selectively important to us. And so these are the things that later become encoded.
Now, museums, and we mentioned you're a professor of museum education, there's spaces that hold generations of memories. How do you draw upon that as a tool to keep visitors, first of all, going there and then coming back?
Yeah, this is very, very important. Museums are constantly thinking about their audiences and not just the experiences that they have in the museum, but how to continuously reach them after they've left the exit door. And so as we think about these exhibitions and programs and things that we encounter in a museum space, the museums think very critically about how they make connections with the visitor after they've left the museum gallery. So how can they be connected back in their real world? What can be provoked in their thinking to think about what's going on in the classroom, what they're seeing on the media, what they're experiencing as they read books and so on. So making those connections is very, very important. And so the use of, for example, visiting back with the website or connecting back in the classroom is highly important to the way in which we learn and later remember things.
Well, it's certainly the season for memories. We know a lot of people were thinking about a lot of things that they remember from childhood around Christmas and the holidays. David Anderson, professor of museum education and science education at UBC, we appreciate your time and your expertise.
Thank you so much, Dan.